Hello everyone, this here is the LEGO Creator 3-in-1 Exotic Parrot B model. And this set unfortunately does feel like a B model. It leaves behind a lot of pieces, which is definitely unfortunate. I do like it when alternate builds for sets, include most of the pieces that are used in the main model. I can see people kind of taking apart the parrot, looking at this and just wondering like what will this look like in person. So they build it, but then they're like, I don't love it, and then they build it back to the parrot. This one definitely feels like that would happen a lot with this. Like, I don't see many people choosing this over the parrot, to keep this together over the parrot. It leaves behind a lot of pieces, and it does look good for what it is, but there are some weird things about it that I don't like. Like, there are some colored pieces down here. Like, there's this big pink brick, and then like a orange piece, and I'm not sure if that was like just all the pieces they had to use from the parrot build, so they just used them, or if that was like a look that they were going for, because I don't really like that there. There are some things that you compose on this model, like you compose the fins on the side here, and then you can also angle the fish kind of forward, and then you can also angle him back, and it will stay in the pose that you leave him in most of the time. So that definitely works there. This kind of back fin kind of tail thing at the end here, I don't really love this because it kind of uses the pieces from like the chest of the parrot. So that definitely doesn't look great for a fin there, but I think for the pieces that they had to use, that's okay. And then there are some like plants and stuff here. So there's some plants right there and everything, and then there's kind of some like green stuff right here. So it definitely does look good. There are some weird colors down here, which is kind of, I don't love that as much. But I think the fish itself is definitely the best part of the set for sure. The fish looks pretty good. And something else that I like about it is it kind of goes with kind of the more realistic look that the parrot used. And I really like that. Most Creator 3-in-1 sets have a more, kind of comical kind of look to them. This definitely feels more realistic, and the parrot did too. And I definitely like that a lot, and maybe, I hope that more Creator 3-in-1 sets will continue to get that way, because a lot of times Creator 3-in-1 sets tend to be a little bit more, kind of on the goofier, more comical side. So the sets that aren't that way, I definitely I'll prefer. And, overall, this does leave behind a lot of pieces. So for a B model, I feel like this is pretty good for a B model, but if it was trying to be the A model, or like the main model, it would not succeed at all, because I definitely think that this works much better as a B model. It leaves behind a lot of pieces, and definitely doesn't look as good as the main parrot model. But I feel like for the pieces that they had to use, that were from the parrot model, I feel like they did a pretty good job. I feel like the parrot for $20 definitely worked for me. This with the extra pieces, that's fine for $20, but just looking at this, I'd like to see this more at like $15, because Creator 3-in-1 sets tend to be a little bit cheaper. So, in 2023, for Creator 3-in-1, I'd like to see this at like 15 or so, because it does leave behind a fair amount of pieces. But overall, I feel like this is a decent B model. It's definitely not like one of the best B models ever made in the Creator 3-in-1 line, but I feel like it definitely is still pretty good. There's been a lot worse B models for sure. So my next review will be my third and final review on this Exotic Parrot set, where I look at the C model, which is a frog. So I'm interested to see how much more pieces that leaves behind than this. So I will be doing that review soon, and I will see you on that review.